Hello friends, this is Dr. Mamta Rathi. I welcome you all to my educational channel Dr. Mamta's Educational Plex. Today in this video we will discuss about auditing concepts. We will discuss about auditing introduction. Friends, every graduate student who is willing to get a well salaried job or wants to be placed in a reputed company, but at the same time he miserably failed to see his assured career of auditing. Yes friends, commerce students have a very bright career in the field of auditing. So this video is useful for all of you who are pursuing in commerce field and who wants to make their career and who wants to get a well salaried job in their career. So friends, today we will discuss auditing. Introductory part is discussed in this video. In this video, we will first understand the introduction of our auditing. Then we will know definition of auditing. Then we comes to know the auditing, how auditing has been started in our India. Then some basic concepts like bookkeeping, accountancy, auditing, and what is meant by investigation in our term auditing. Then we will know qualities of an auditor, scope of auditing, and techniques of auditing. By the end of this video, we will know all these points. Firstly, we will go through the first and very essential point, that how auditing came into existence, that is origin of auditing. Now, if we can see, the origin of auditing can be traced to Italy. It means auditing is first found in the Italy. Around the year 1494, Luca Paciolo introduced the double entry system of bookkeeping and described the duties and responsibilities of an auditor. It means that auditing is as old as accountancy. And if we think about the term or the word audit, then the origin of the word audit is traced from Latin words. It means that the term audit is derived from the Latin term audire, which was meant as to hear or to listen. In early days, an auditor used to listen to the accounts read over by an accountant in order to check them. Now, auditing is, as I have discussed earlier, is as old as accounting. It was in use in all the ancient countries such as Mesopotamia, Greece, Egypt, Rome, UK, and India. So we can easily understand that auditing is traced in Italy. Luca Paciolo is known as father of auditing. He has launched the duties and responsibilities of auditor. It means that importance of auditor is very essential in our day-to-day transactions. He has introduced the double entry system of bookkeeping also, and if there is a double entry system of bookkeeping, then there should be an audit of any kind of transactions happening into our business organizations. Now let us proceed further with our definition of auditing. Now, auditing in India has been described in different ways. The Institute of Chartered Accountant of India has described auditing as: auditing is a systematic and independent examination of data, statements, records, operations, and performances, may be financial or otherwise, of an enterprise for a stated purpose. In any auditing situation, the auditor perceives and recognizes the propositions before him for examination, collects evidence, evaluates the same, and on this basis formulates his judgment, which is communicated through his audit reports. So, the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India briefly tells us the functions, duties, and responsibilities of auditor. How auditing functions is all termed in this definition, friends. Auditing is nothing but a systematic examination of all our books of accounts. and auditor has to find out the hidden information behind our books of accounts, and he has to give his report, his audit report, in which he has to write down all his examinations, whether they are financial or any type of, and whether they are positive or negative. He has to write all his examinations in his audit report. This is very simple, friends. If we look at it very carefully, we can understand the auditing very easily. Then another information is given by a famous accountant and famous thinker in accountancy known as J.R. Bartleby. Now, auditing is an intelligent and critical scrutiny of books of accounts of a business with the documents and vouchers from which they have been written up, for the purpose of ascertaining whether the working results of a particular period, as shown by profit and loss account and also by the financial position as reflected in balance sheet, are truly and fairly determined and presented by those responsible for their compilation. See, friends, now Bartleby what suggests that auditing is an intelligent and critical scrutiny of our books of accounts. Auditor has to check all the books of accounts right from the voucher. As we all know, accounting starts from vouchers and then it goes to our primary books and then secondary books, and then they were posted to journals, ledgers, and then our final books of accounts are prepared. So if we want to know the correct position of our business, then we have to check our books of accounts. So we have to go reversing in our books of accounts. So what Bartleby suggests that you should start checking your transactions right from vouchers. That is the first step of our transactions. If auditor checks all these transactions from voucher, then he can easily detect what is going on into the business organization. Whether the business organization which profit and loss account or balance sheet has suggested the position of their business is true, fair and correct. Accountant has presented his information in these statements, and now auditor has to correct all these information, whether they are correct or wrong. He has to examine it and he has to make scrutiny of all the things in detail. So friends, these are some definitions. Though they are looking very big or very lengthy in nature, they have very simple meaning, and we can understand. If we understand what auditing and what are the functions of auditing, then we can understand these definitions very easily. I have tried you to know both of these definitions very in easy language, so that you can remember it and you can make them familiar with your studies. Now we will proceed with auditing in India. Now let us understand the growth of auditing in India. The Indian Companies Act 1913 prescribed for the first time the qualifications of an auditor. Till that date, no qualifications were assigned to auditor. The Government of Bombay was the first to conduct related courses of study such as the Government Diploma in Accountancy, that is GDA. The first course launched by our Bombay government named GDA, Government Diploma in Accountancy. So the person who qualified from this degree is termed as auditor. The auditor's certificate rule was passed in 1932 to maintain uniform standard in accountancy and auditing. The Chartered Accountant Act was enacted by the Parliament of India in 1939. This act regulates that a person can be authorized to audit only when he qualifies in the examination conducted by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It means that the person is only liable to make audit or to do audit if he has a degree of Chartered Accountant in India. Now later on, some few other points were related to auditing in our India also. These are: members of Institute of Cost and Works Accountant of India are authorized to conduct cost audit according to section 233B of Companies Act 1956. So Companies Act 1956, 233B section describes that the member who has qualified or member from the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants or who have a degree from Cost and Work Accountants is liable to do cost audit. Then Companies Act before was 1931 was in use, which was replaced by Companies Act 1956. Now we are all familiar with Companies Act 1956, but before it was termed as 1931. Then an auditor can be appointed only by a special resolution as per section 224 of the Companies Amendment Act 1974. Auditor cannot be hired by any company as their will. To appoint an auditor for any business organization, they should have to pass a special resolution in their meeting, and after confirmation they can appoint an auditor. So these are some points which came into India, and we have started adopting the policies of auditing in our businesses, in our day-to-day transactions. Now let us know some basic concepts regarding our auditing. Now we have to know very well bookkeeping. A bookkeeper records day-to-day transaction in the books of accounts in a systematic manner. Now bookkeeping includes journalizing, posting to ledger, totaling and balancing of ledger accounts. As we all know, bookkeeping is a systematic record of our day-to-day transactions in which we make journal entries. After making journal entries, we post all these journal entries to our ledger accounts, and after posting these entries to the ledger accounts, we make self-balancing ledgers. It means that we close our ledger accounts and we get with balances of ledger accounts. So this is known as bookkeeping. After bookkeeping, we should know the term accountancy. Now the job of accountancy begins where bookkeeping ends and includes rectification of errors, preparation of trial balance, preparation of financial statements, that is trading and profit and loss account and balance sheets. Now after making bookkeeping, we have to do accountancy, that is we have ledger balances in our bookkeeping. Now these ledger balances are transferred to trial balance in accountancy. We prepare trial balance in accountancy, and after we get trial balance, we make books of accounts, that is final books of our final statements of our profit and loss, of our business, which may contain trading and profit and loss account and balance sheets of our business. Now accounting starts when bookkeeping ends, that is accounting is a next step of our bookkeeping, and accountancy where our books of accounts are prepared and we get a last balance sheet amount and we get a amount of profit or loss. It means that position of our business. These are the final stages of our accountancy. Here our accountancy is ended. So we must know properly what is accountancy. As soon as our accountancy ends, the very essential step which we are discussing about it is started is auditing. Yes, preparation of accounts is not the only duty of an auditor. Auditing begins where accountancy ends. Auditor is only concerned for checking and verification of records. Auditor is a qualified person appointed for the purpose of certification of work done by others. So, auditing starts when accountancy ends, and auditor has to make all the surety about the data presented in the accountancy. After starting the functions of auditing, the auditor has to do a main function, that is investigation of accounts. An investigation may be done with a specific purpose. It is usually conducted to know the financial position of business, extent of fraud and misappropriation, and the earning capacity of any business unit, etc. The time duration for investigation may also extend beyond 1 year. Investigation may not be necessarily done by a qualified chartered accountant. Now, investigation of our books of accounts is a main duty of auditor. Auditor has to find out the frauds and errors arised in our books of accounts or in our accountancy. then it is not necessary that only a qualified chartered accountant only can do investigation. Any other expert can do investigation of their books of accounts also. So this is the main part of our auditing, investigation of our accounts. Now we will proceed. Friends, these all are very introductory points. I am going through it in introduction way. In my next video we will come across each point in detail. We will study each of these point in a separate video in a very detailed manner. Friends, I have made this video in Hindi also. Those who wanted to listen this video in Hindi, please click on the link here and you can see the Hindi version of this video also. Now we will discuss with the qualities of an auditor. Now an auditor must have some qualifications and some qualities. Now let us discuss one by one. Firstly, he should have qualification. He should be a qualified chartered accountant, or he should be a qualified member of the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India to do cost audit. The second thing is adequate skills and qualities. He must have adequate skills and qualities to conduct his work efficiently. Then honest, impartial and unbiased. An auditor must be honest, impartial and unbiased. He should also be hardworking, have adequate common sense and capacity to hear arguments of others, systematic and methodological. These qualities are must for any auditor. Then ask for clarification. An auditor should ask for clarification on matter on which he is unable to understand the information provided to him. If he doesn't get any information rightly, then he can ask for clarification about that information provided to him also. Then correct and clear audit report. This is one of the important qualities of our auditor. His audit report should be clear and correct. Then suspicious situation. In case where any suspicious situation arises, he should assume that he is dealing with dishonest and fraudulent people. The auditor should have sixth sense about knowing of peoples. Then thorough knowledge of accounting. Auditor must have thorough knowledge of accounting principles and practices, because without a thorough knowledge of accounting and their principles and their practices, the auditor cannot perform his functions of auditing. Then information of domestic and international court cases. The auditor must have the know-how of all the domestic and international court case decisions, because these all comes under the procedure of auditing also. Then thorough knowledge of financial management. Auditor must have thorough knowledge of financial management, industrial management and business organization. And last but not least, he should have the up-to-date knowledge of company law. Auditor must have up-to-date knowledge of the mercantile law and the company's law, because there are several recommendations and there are several amendments made into our laws. So auditor must have up-to-date knowledge or upgradation in his knowledge, so that he can perform his duties, he can perform his functions of auditing very easily. Now we have come across with the qualities of an auditor. If we have all these qualities, students, you can also become a successful auditor. The auditor is placed under several banks, public and private companies, many big industries. The job of auditor is in demand in these years, and from several years the demand for auditor is always in. So friends, you must think about this career in our life. Then we will think of scope of auditing. Now in comparison with earlier days, where the main objective of auditing was to detect fraud, we now have enhanced ways to determine a true and fair view of financial statements. In recent times, almost every country of the world has introduced various legislations and related to tax audit, cost audit, management audit and operation audit, etc. are coming up. The main purpose of auditing is to certify the correctness of financial statements and to detect errors and frauds. So friends, scope of auditing is expanded in a huge way. Before, in earlier days, auditing was used for a examination of our accountancy records. Now auditor has been appointed by various companies for the different fields also. It means that for tax auditing, for cost auditing, for management auditing, for operating auditing, and likewise the auditor are appointed in a separate way, so you can understand the career opportunities in auditing. Now we will discuss about our last introductory concept, that is techniques of auditing. Now firstly, checking of posting and casting. These are some common techniques of auditing: checking and posting of casting, then physical verification of assets, then verification and examination of transactions with available evidences, then scrutiny of the books of accounts, checking of various calculations, checking of carried forward balances in the next year, checking of bank reconciliation statements, and auditor can get information from inside and outside sources of organization. So friends, these all techniques of auditing should be known by auditor. He has to do all these things in his audit procedure. So friends, these all are the introductory part of our auditing. I hope you all understand very easily, because I have tried to put all this information in a very simple language to you, so that you can easily understand what is meant by auditing and what are the things involved in our auditing. So friends, how do you like my video? Please comment your feedback in comment box. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe to my channel and press bell icon so that you can get the notification of my new videos. Friends, we will come with our next videos, in which we will discuss each point in detail and about each function of auditing, each procedure of auditing, and each scope and techniques of auditing. So friends, till then, keep watching and keep sharing my videos. Here I have given link where this video is also available in a Hindi language. You can go through that video and enjoy auditing in a true sense. Thank you friends.